Hello, true believers, and welcome to another Journey from the Basement. Today, I invite you to join me to review my experience of the first ever Fanatics Fest at the Javits Center in Manhattan. The first thing I noticed upon walking into the Javits Center is the same thing I always notice: how beautiful the Javits Center is. It might have been because it was Sunday and there was a smaller crowd, but it just felt really overwhelming to be there. It was a pretty cool feeling. In a geek out of water moment, so to speak, I looked around and noticed that instead of seeing people in elaborate homemade costumes, I was seeing people in very expensive sports jerseys. That was an interesting note for me. One thing I think Fanatics Fest did a fantastic job with was providing an environment for people who had multiple children that might have had different interests. I know it would have been cool for my family, for example. I would have been the kid that was hanging out at all the WWE booths, doing all the WWE stuff, while some of the other people in my family may have been over participating with soccer or baseball. WWE is clearly used to doing things like this. They've had conventions at their own events for years now, going on multiple decades. WWE was so great at presenting many things. You'll see the costuming in this footage is so elaborate, and it's not something they're doing once a week or once a month. These people are going out and doing these things every night, and I don't just mean the wrestlers. As you look up close, you can see every little, diamond that's stitched in, fake or real. It's the same thing with the title belts. You'll see all of these intricate title belts that not only do the wrestlers wear, but WWE has gone off and made these title belts that initially they started giving out to, I believe it was NFL football players, and have now given out to people in different leagues for different championship wins. They're now all available through WWE and Fanatics. It's pretty interesting to see them up close. I was a Denver Broncos fan growing up, and that belt looks pretty cool along with all the others. One very cool piece on the exhibition floor was the Sports Illustrated Sports History Museum. Pieces of athletic wear, baseball cards that were worth more than any place I'll ever be able to afford to live, autographed memorabilia, some pretty cool wrestling stuff too. There was some Hulk Hogan stuff in there. Fanatics Fest actually had a pretty cool little hidden gem geek section with a lot of really cool Pokemon cards. There were actually folders and binders organized by Pokemon by year that they came out. Pretty impressive to see. There were also things like Funko Pops, some old school wrestling action figures, Mortal Kombat figures, Street Fighter figures, things like that. It was pretty cool to be able to find the geek, so to speak, at this convention that was mostly sport. As an overall impression, I think that the Fanatics Fest, being the first of its actual kind, was pretty cool. At first, it felt a little bit like a sports show wearing the clothes of a convention, so to speak. The Javits Center was only really using half of its space for this show. But as far as accessibility, I think it was pretty cool. I didn't wait in line very long for my picture with The Miz. It went pretty great. The ticket prices were pretty low. We were actually able to afford a parking spot for less than $100 that was maybe 75 feet from the Javits Center when we actually walked across the street. I think it was a pretty cool experience overall. I would definitely go back again. I'd like to see more geeky things happen. But again, I think WWE and all the other exhibitors did a fantastic job. WWE is very used to doing this kind of thing, and I would love to see their portion grow to be even maybe its own hall. That would be fantastic to see. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw today. I hope you'll come with me on future journeys to the Javits Center, one of which I have planned. I'm happy to say that I will be back for 2 days, for Thursday and Friday of the 2024 New York Comic Con.